Over the years, our family's had its share of health problems.
So prescriptions are a part of our life.
Before we went to the big box store.
We both thought it would help us save. But with the long lines and impersonal service, filling prescriptions became a chore. That's when a friend recommended D&H.
Now Tristan knows our prescriptions. Brenda always helps us find the right vitamins. And after Dad's fall, Monica's been a real expert with all our home medical needs. All without the lines.
Trust and service.
That's our D&H.
Good morning and welcome to Radio Friends on this Thursday, January the 29th. We've got one guest today, a very special lady. She'd never been on Radio Friends before. We're glad to have you. Lindsay Lopez. Good to have you here, Lindsay Lopez. And you're saying, wait a minute, I know that name. Lindsay Lopez is the new executive director of the Food Bank for Central and Northeast Missouri, replacing Peggy Kirkpatrick. Good to have you here,
Well,
Lindsay.
It's my absolute pleasure. Thank you so much, Paul.
Yeah. Now, about 2 weeks or so ago, I read a wonderful story about you in the Tribune. And in that particular story, you were talking about applying for the job as the executive director of the food bank, and it was the most difficult application that you had ever done. Why is that?
Well, let me just tell you that I was thoroughly vetted for the position, and certainly the board of directors wanted to ensure that they got the right person for the role. We have at the food bank a very sophisticated operation, a large organization. We have 52 full-time employees, 2 part-time employees. We have an annual budget that is just under $5 million. And of course, you have some idea about our mission and the number of people that we're serving. So they wanted to be sure that they got the right person for the role.
I'm sure they got the right person.
Well, thank you.
I'm sure they got the right person. But when you stepped into this position and you realize how many lives you are affecting, and you're touching many, many lives in Central and Northeastern Missouri. What are these statistics? How many folks are you helping out?
Well, it's a sobering reality, Paul. We are currently serving about 114,000 people monthly.
114,000 people a month?
Monthly, and that's within a 32 county service area that we cover. Of course, being here in Boone County, the bulk of the people that we're serving are here in Boone County because, of course, we have the largest population here.
Right. So you're servicing well over 1 million people a year.
Oh, the numbers are just staggering. The national trend, too, is that 1 in 6 people and 1 in 5 children actually is considered hungry. That statistic holds...
Wait. Give me this again.
1 in 6 people.
1 in 6 people.
Is considered...
So you're telling me you're walking down the street and 1 in 6 people that you're going to encounter...
Yes.
...are considered...
Yes, food insecure. They're considered hungry. And that figure is 1 in 5 for children. And that's what really, I guess, resonated with me, the great need that is out there. You know, I have 2 children, and I think about their classes, the average class size, and how many of the kids that they interact with on a daily basis that fall into this category.
Yeah.
So, pretty staggering.
Oh. It's eye-opening, and then you stop and think about it. Now, this week we've been dealing with homelessness on Radio Friend, but you stop and think about, well, why am I blessed? Why am I the one that is blessed that has food on the table? And what would it take to change that for me? You don't know.
You don't know. People's circumstances could absolutely change on a dime, and someone who is living the typical life of a middle-class citizen today, it could change on a dime in a moment's notice, and you might be the one who is in need of the services that we provide.
What are you asking people that are listening or watching this on the web? What are you asking folks to do?
Well, first, I would say just be aware that this is a problem. It is right here in our backyard, and this is impacting people that we interact with on a daily basis. And then I would say if you feel compelled, if that resonates with you and you want to make a difference, there are a number of ways that you can do that. Certainly, we are truly reliant on the wonderful volunteers that we have at the food bank. We're still collecting the statistics for the 2014 year, but in 2013 we had over 44,000 individual volunteers who worked on behalf of the food bank. I told you earlier that we have 52 full-time employees, 2 part-time employees. Well, if you took those 44,000 individual volunteers and the hours that they contributed to us, that would equate to 43 full-time employees.
And
So
you couldn't afford that.
No. I
you
mean,
couldn't afford
we're
that.
just absolutely reliant on that support. And then, of course, we have so many generous donors who believe wholeheartedly in our mission and want to support us as well. And we're just so incredibly grateful for that.
Yeah, and we talked about the fact that if someone makes a monetary donation to the food bank, you can actually buy more food by the money they're giving you than if we go out and buy canned goods and bring them in.
That's exactly right. Certainly, food drives are important to us, especially as a way to educate about the need or to educate children about something that they can do to make a tangible difference. But certainly, we can do more if someone gives us $1 with being able to turn that around and serve a number of people.
Yeah, well, think about that. When you're sitting down eating dinner tonight, think about the amount of food that on average we waste, that we throw away. We prepare extra food that we're not going to eat. It sits there in the refrigerator for a week or two. It starts to grow mold and we end up throwing it away. That could have been donated to someone who really needs it.
Absolutely.
And when you're doing the summer garden, plant a little extra and take it in to the food bank. I know I enjoy doing that so much that I bring my produce in to the food pantry, and it's a good feeling to do that too.
It is, and I'm glad you brought that up, Paul, because certainly we are looking to provide as much nutritious food as we can to people. Well, nutritious food is more expensive typically, so any people like you who want to be generous in that way, we certainly appreciate it.
Okay. So if you want more information on the food bank, what is the website to go to?
Sure, sharefoodbringhope.org. Go to our website.
That's a long website.
It's a long website, but a very powerful message.
Okay, so it's www.sharefoodbringhope.org. And if you can't remember that, you could just go to Google and put in food bank for Central and Northeast Missouri, or just food bank for Central Missouri, and you'll
find us. Absolutely.
If you want more information, you can call them. Is that 474?
1020.
1020, just a little bit different than the 1040 for the IRS.
Fortunately.
All right, 474-1020. Lindsay Lopez, thank you so much for coming by. You are a wonderful executive director for the food bank, and I do hope that you'll come back again.
Absolutely, thank you.
Out of time for today. Tomorrow, Third Goal Film Festival and Osher. That's going to be our topic. Our program directed by Travis McMillan, Reynolds Journalism Institute. Audio is Pat Akers from KBIA. Our floor director is Lowell Thomas, and our assistant producer and guest coordinator, Uncle James Mauser. And if there is something you would like to hear or see, I would love to hear from you. Just drop me an email, pepperp@missouri.edu. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.